So anytime I have a curve, I can think of it as a sine function or a cosine function, and one of them will have a phase shift, one or both. So starting by looking at the picture this way, I can see that my graph has a center at 4, and I can test that to make sure that I go up and down the same amount. So it looks like, well, it's unclear how much I'm going up and down actually. That's not very pleasant. If every box is 2, then we're going up just a little bit more than 2, so maybe we can call our amplitude 2.25, and we go down by 2.25. All right, that's not super pleasant of us, sorry. So our amplitude, so I'm not going to call it A, actually I'm going to call it my amplitude. So amplitude is 2.25. It looks like I complete one full cycle. So here is one full cycle from negative pi to 3 pi, so my period is equal to 4 pi. If this is a sine graph, I've started by going down first, so that tells me that my A value is going to be negative 2.25. I have not shifted because I'm right in the center, so I have no C value. My B value, so I know that 4 pi is my period. So my period I find by doing 2 pi divided by B. So this implies that my B value is going to be 1/2. There was no shift, so my C value was 0. There was no horizontal shift because I'm starting right at the center with sine, but my D value is going to be negative 4. So we've got a vertical shift down 4. So my D value is negative 4. Let me slide this up. So as a sine function, I get y equals negative 2.25 sine of 1/2 x minus 4. Looking at this same graph as a cosine function, I have the same amplitude, I have the same vertical shift, but a cosine graph, actually, let's keep going with that. I have the same period with what's the same, so my period is 4 pi. That tells me that my B value is 1/2. All right, so now the only thing that's different is the shift. So cosine graphs start at their maximum, and I see that I've started at negative pi, so my C value must be negative pi. So when I plug this into my equation, I'm going to get y equals, so I'm starting at, when I said negative pi, that's starting at the top. So my A value is going to stay positive because cosine starts positive, so 2.25 cosine of, now I'm going to put in my B value, 1/2 x minus C, so minus negative pi is going to be plus pi, so we shifted pi to the left. And now my vertical shift was down 4. So notice that the 2.25 is the same. Negative or positive is going to say, do we start from our max going down if we're cosine? Do we start from our center going up if we're sine? Here we started center and went down, which made us negative. The B value was the same because the period was the same, vertical shift was the same, but cosine is moved over. When I graph these two things in my calculator, I should get one picture and it should match this one.